Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Today I have a 12 by 12 layout that I am creating using the Full Bloom collection from Simple Stories, as well as this Lucky cut file from Just Nick Studio. I will make sure and leave a link to all the products that I used today in the description box below. To get started, I am using this I believe it's Robin's Egg, Color Vibe cardstock from Simple Stories. I love the Simple Stories cardstock. It's got this really soft tone-on-tone polka dot pattern. It's a great weight. It's an 80-pound cardstock with a little bit of texture to it. So I've got this Robin's Egg color that I'm using for the background, and then I cut a strip of the orange cardstock that I'm going to use across the top of the layout. And I believe I cut it at 1.5 inches by 12, and then I'm using just a scallop border punch to create a scallop edge along the bottom here. And then I'm layering a piece of pattern paper from the Full Bloom collection on top of that. So I'll adhere that at the top. I am using a new adhesive roller from Scrapbook.com. I've been using it for a couple weeks now and I really like it. It's worked really well for me so far. I will make sure and leave a link to that in the description box below. So now that I have that top portion, the background of my layout is ready for the other elements. So I have three 3x4 photos that I'm using today. And the one in the center, I'm going to make a pocket for some hidden journaling. So to make a pocket for journaling, recently I have been using foam strips because it makes it so much easier to slide the tag or whatever it is that you've got your journaling on it, journaling card, in and out of the pocket if it's just there's a little bit of space in between the pocket and the background. So I use these 1/8 inch foam strips from scrapbook.com and I just put them around the edge of the tag or whatever it is that I'm adding that has the journaling on it that's going to tuck behind the photo. So I'm removing the backing and just going to adhere that to the background. I realized I did want one more small strip of that foam adhesive there on the background just to make sure that everything stuck down really nicely so that the pocket would stay together. One thing I love about this Simple Stories cardstock is that it's got that polka dot pattern on the back, which makes it really easy to line things up. So that first photo that I did want straight, that's going to have the pocket in it, the one that has the pocket in it, the one in the center, I was able to line that up really easily with the polka dots on the background. And the other two I wanted I didn't want them straight, so they're a little askew there to the side. So let's talk about the title for just a minute. The title is Lucky to Have You. This is one cut file, and there are actually several other elements that go with this cut file, so make sure to check it out. But what I did was I cut it out of white cardstock, and then I backed it with pattern papers from the 6x8 paper pad in the Full Bloom collection. And I made sure to adhere it really, really well. So I used liquid adhesive and made sure that everything was stuck down really well. And then I stitched around the inside edge of the white of the cut file in coordinating colors of embroidery floss using the chain link stitch. So I have some of you that have requested a little more in-depth video about hand stitching. So I have that on my list of videos to create. That one will be coming up. So I wanted to anchor the bottom portion of the title, the to have you portion of the title. And so I just used a couple of scraps from the 6x8 paper pad and stitched along the bottom of them and adhered them to the background to kind of make it's kind of like a shelf for the rest of my title to sit on, so that it kind of felt like more a piece of the layout rather than just kind of floating down there at the bottom. Because I did some stitching on this title, the back is not flat. It's got a little bit of dimension where the embroidery floss is. So I used some just some foam adhesive squares to adhere that the lucky portion of the title. Then I'm using just a little bit of liquid glue to adhere the rest of the title. I am using art glitter glue, but this is pretty basic. Any glue that you have would work well. So now that I have my title, photos, and journaling in place, it's time to add a few more embellishments. So I have some washi from the Full Bloom collection, and I'm just adding another strip of that to the top to give it a little bit more interest. And then also off camera, I just stitched along the orange border. It's kind of hard to see on the video here, but you'll be able to see that in the still shots at the end of the video. Then I wanted to add a little bit of embellishment in the upper left-hand corner of the layout, so that sun is a foam sticker from the Full Bloom collection. The Full Bloom collection is actually a spring themed collection, kind of a spring garden, really bright, bold colors mixed with a few pastels. But I have found myself reaching for it for a lot of everyday projects as well. In fact, a couple videos back, I did an entire 6x8 album using this collection. I believe it's called Just Smile. So you can scroll back a couple videos and check that out. That album turned out adorable. One other thing that I wanted to say about the Full Bloom collection, I am finishing this video on March 1st, and this collection is not in stores yet. But if you click on the link below and then click Notify Me, you will get an email or a text message, whichever you prefer, when this collection is in stock. So down here at the bottom, I'm just adding another strip of washi. I wanted something to complement the top without doing another kind of a heavy strip of pattern paper. And then again, to mimic that orange strip, I just cut a very thin, I believe it's an 1/8 of an inch by 12-inch strip of that orange cardstock. And I'm just running a really thin line of glue along the bottom there, and I'm just adhering that strip of cardstock. So I'm almost finished, but I wanted to add a couple more embellishments. So I'm just going to take my embellishments from the Full Bloom collection and just do one last pass through. And I'm looking for a couple more bees. I put that bee die cut there to the right of the title, and I wanted to add a couple more bees. So looking through my embellishments, I found a couple more bee die cuts in the page pieces. So I just pulled those out, and I'm placing a couple of them around the layout. So I pulled 3 of them out. I ended up only using 2 of them, but I adhered all of the bees the same way. I put a pop dot on like the bee itself, and then a little bit of liquid glue on like the trail behind the bee, and adhered 3 of those to create a visual triangle around the layout, with the most important parts of the layout within that triangle. So I've got my photos and my title and my journaling within that visual triangle. So I'm adding a couple just little tiny puffy hearts. I thought those were adorable and they fit perfectly on that little cloud die cut there at the top. So I'm flipping through this sticker book really quick, just trying to decide if there's any other little elements that I wanted to add. I put that just another cute little heart sticker up there at the top so that I had an odd number of hearts. And then just flipping through, this sticker book is adorable. There are so many good things in the sticker book. Lots of file tabs, an entire alphabet, some washi strips, and lots of shape stickers. So here at the bottom, I'm just hand writing the date, which happened to be February 22nd, 2022. So just a whole line of the number 2 there on that little label. And I kind of go back and forth. I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to place that, but I end up placing that just there under the word you. And then last but not least, I wanted to add something on top of that journaling spot, since it kind of, when you pull it out of the pocket, it looks a little bare because the journaling is hidden on this one. So I just added that cluster of flower stickers there right on the top of that tag. And with that, this one is finished. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with me. If you haven't done so already, I would love to have you subscribe here on my YouTube channel. And if this is the type of video that you would like to see, make sure and hit that thumbs up. Thank you again for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon.